Morning, even afternoon, TimTheTatman 2. We got a banger for you today, baby. What we got for you, here's another little talk about content creation in general and something that I think there's a big difference between content creators now versus content creators 10 years ago. This could be YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, whatever you as a content creator, that platform you're on. This is something that I think has really changed over the 10 years that I've been streaming and on YouTube. If you enjoyed this, drop a like, share it with a friend, sub if you've not yet. Most importantly, be sure to tell somebody you love them. All right, I'll catch you in the next one. 40 from in. Hey, big fan. When did you first realize you wanted to stream, and what was your first big break with streaming? This is a very good question, actually. I kind of like that. It's like a little back and forth with you. When did I first realize I wanted to stream? When I was watching Soda Poppin' in college and he was just doing stupid shit and playing World of Warcraft, I was like, dude, this is so cool. This guy's like, I'm just watching this guy play World of Warcraft live, you know? And he did such crazy stuff, bro. I'll never forget when he I was there when he like woke his parents up with pots and pans. Like, dude was a maniac, you know? So I'd watch him and I'd watch like Duck Sauce. Like every morning I would just watch them play WoW and before class, and Soda at night, usually Duck Sauce in the morning. And I was like, this is really cool. I would love to do this, but I don't even know where to begin. And that's when I built my first computer and I gave it a shot. And I mean, I started out with 0 viewers. Well, I had 1 viewer, 2 viewers. It was like me and my friend. I don't know. I had fun. You know, I'd say the biggest mindset difference between content creators this day and age and content creators like 8 to 10 years ago is a lot of us just kind of did it for fun originally. Like it was just fun to do. It was just something, it was a hobby almost. Not a ton of people were doing it full time, if you will, or, you know, with a lot of money. And now this day and age, you know, almost 8-10 years later, a lot of people just see content creation, whether it's YouTube or a streaming, anything, they just see it as a dollar sign. I would say that's one of the largest differences that a lot of content creators have that are either starting recently in the last year or two versus years ago, because years ago there wasn't money in this. And that's why I got so lucky. You know, it was just something that I did for fun. I was working and then I would just come home and just kind of stream for a couple hours just for fun. You know what I mean? I wasn't there to like, oh, I'm going to get sponsors. I'm going to grind. I'm going to start making a ton of money. I didn't think anything like that was going to come of it. It was just something I enjoyed doing. Not saying that there aren't streamers this day and age or content creators that love doing it and it is a hobby. I'm sure there's a ton, I'm sure. But just in general, there's a huge like shift change of mentality when it comes to content creation in general and why people are doing what they do. And you can tell because all the news articles, there's so many people are just talking about the money in this space now and how much money certain people are making. There was a guy on TikTok just the other day that was estimating how much I made a month off of my YouTube, right? And it's just kind of what people love to talk about now. It's like, wow. And it is a miracle, honestly, that a lot of content creators are able to make the amount of money they do doing this. But 8 to 10 years ago, it wasn't like that at all. Nothing. There wasn't these huge streaming contract deals. There wasn't tons of sponsors in it. It was a handful of just random people just kind of playing some video games. And this is years and years ago on Twitch. And in my opinion, I think that's a really big mindset change now, is that a lot of people, and honest to God, there was a mindset change for myself as well, in the sense of, oh wait, and this is when I started to kind of get some subscribers and I got partnered on Twitch. There was almost this change of, oh wait, this isn't just a hobby anymore. This could actually be a career kind of thing. There's like I don't know what the word I would use is because I'm kind of stupid, but essentially it's like when it was like, oh wait, I could actually maybe survive on this, you know what I mean? And play video games for a living. That could be cool. And now this day and age, the video game industry as a whole is worth so much money. You know what I mean? And a lot of people say, oh, content creators, I miss the old, and I'll just use myself as an example. People go, I miss the old Tim. I miss the old stream, stuff like that. And I don't even think it's just you miss the old Tim, man. I think you just miss the old Twitch. You miss the old kind of, there were maybe 1,000 viewers at most in one stream. And that was a huge deal back in the day. And now 1,000 viewers, I mean, shit, I had 12,000 viewers. No, I had 15,000 viewers the other day, and I'm getting made fun of for my stream dying with 15,000 viewers. You know what I'm saying? It's a really interesting dynamic, man. It is, because I've seen it go from hobby and being something that people just enjoy doing to now I think a lot of people just see, oh, TimTheTatman is a multimillionaire and all he does is sit on his fat ass and do nothing all day. I want to do that. And to be fair, in your defense, shit, I'd want to do that too. But there definitely is this huge mindset change, though. Straight up. There's this huge difference between like what it was like to be a content creator like 8 to 10 years ago and what it's like to be a content creator now. It's completely different. And I think a lot of people, when they come into the space now, they only are looking at it like, I'm not going to say only, because there's probably a passion there too, but it's like, at the end of the day, the money is a huge deal in it now. Compared to years and years ago, the money wasn't a big deal. It wasn't. People just did it because it was fun. So, yeah, I don't know. Anywho, I just got on a little bit of a tangent of like content creation years and years ago versus content creation now. But obviously, I've said it before, but Ninja really pushed the envelope on that, in my opinion. Tyler, and whatever like ceiling I thought there was to Twitch and gaming in general, Ninja, I mean, blew the ceiling off it. And people still talk shit about, oh, dude, his stream's dying or whatever. People still say shit like that, even though now he's back on Fortnite. And I mean, I was there this morning. He had 20,000 viewers. You know what I'm saying? But he really exploded it, man. He did. He opened the doors and kind of changed everything for a lot of us as well. So big shout out to him in that regard. And to answer your other question, my first big break in streaming, I don't know. Anyone here watching for a while? What would you all say? I mean, it's been such a journey. It's like when you think I started playing, when I went full time, it was Black Ops 2. Call of Duty Ghost? Yeah, definitely not. That's when I almost quit. Black Ops 2 was when I went full time. Counter-Strike kind of got me. I probably went from like a maybe 2,000 to 3,000 viewership average to maybe 4,000 to 5,000. I honestly think I'm going to say Overwatch was my first like big break. I'll throw that in air quotes, but I think a lot of people, when a lot of people found me during the Overwatch era, Overwatch, Tim, went from like maybe 7,000 to 8,000 max kind of viewership to like an average of like 15 to maybe 20 potentially when it was really good. So Overwatch was probably, I would say, I think a lot of people would say Overwatch, but I mean, ultimately, like my big break was probably like Black Ops 2. I got raided by Soda. So Soda sent a lot of his viewers over here and I was like, oh my God. And then a lot of people came back to me after the Soda raid. I say multiple times Soda for one was an influence on my streaming. And then for two, ended up sending people to my channel. But yeah, I don't know exactly what I would say my quote unquote big break is, because I mean, there's been a lot of just like pillars, you know what I'd say, and a lot of different things that happened on stream and in my career. So I don't know. There's a lot. I used to be the golden voice. So yeah, I've talked about that a million times too, but not to bore you guys anymore. I do want to circle back to like the difference between content creators like 8 to 10 years ago and content creators now. The last thing I will say that I do think that there's a little bit of what's the word I would use? General idea, and Whips kind of brought this up as well, is I think there's a large problem in content creation and streaming in general that people think that streaming is the easiest job in the world. And from the outside in, like if you're sitting there, you're looking at me right now, you're like, oh, this guy Tim has someone threw $50 at him. You know what I mean? And he's not doing anything, and you're right. But the reality is, bro, if you've tried to stream and you've tried to do it and do it to the level of what a lot of content creators do, it's not an easy job, bro. It's great for me now, man. But you know, years and years ago, people didn't see when I had 5 viewers and I was over there talking basically to myself. You know what I mean? It's like I was just talking to myself. That's the hard part, right? I'm kind of over that hump now, but to get here, that was not the easiest the easiest, what's the word I would use? Just wasn't fucking easy, man. I'm sitting there with 3 viewers talking to my fucking self, literally. You know what I mean? So, but I put the time in and we made it, guys. So, anywho, but that is definitely a big, ultimately, man, there's over the 8 to 10 years that I've been doing this, I say 8 to 10, realistically, it's 9 years now, right? God, whips. When was my first stream? 2000, I think it was 2012, I want to say. What year are we in? Wait, it's been 10 years? Wait, have I been doing this for 10 years? I think my first ever stream was 2012. And we're in 2022, right? 10 years now. Holy shit. But that's definitely, I mean, there's a huge, I mean, there's just, the internet's changed a lot in 10 years, and content creation as a whole has changed a lot in 10 years. Whether it's Twitch, whether it's YouTube. If you talk to anyone that did YouTube 10 years ago to what YouTube is like this day and age, it's a lot different now. And anyone that streamed on Twitch or just in TV 10 years ago to compare to what it is now, everything is completely different, bro. But I think one of the biggest shifts in everything is 10 years ago, there wasn't a ton of money. And now it's a I mean, maybe even $1 billion industry. So a lot of people see a lot of the money, and I think they're like, wow, this guy's making multi-million dollars just sitting there doing nothing. I want to do that too, so I'm going to do it. And if you go in with that mentality where it's just a job and there's no passion, it's going to be really hard for you.